best games currently on PlayStation Plus. Molding?
Ooh. The biggest one, I don't know how you could talk about this without talking about Bloodborne. Just was so much fun. I had a hard time playing it because it wasn't a big Magic game. Magic's not a huge part of it. I didn't really have the twitch reflexes. It's the hardest Souls-like game that I've ever played. But the aesthetic of it, that gothic, bloody, kind of diseased werewolf vampire kind of thing it's got going on, man, it was so much fun to experience. That game is incredible. So you got PlayStation. If you haven't played Bloodborne, you're missing out.
My first one, I thought Dredge, great indie game. If you haven't played Dredge, like a little synopsis, you're basically just cruising around on a boat and there's cosmic horror going on left and right, and you're just trying to catch fish and upgrade your boat, and there's just so much good stuff going on in that game. It like really toes the line of being like very calming and like, you know, raise the blood pressure a little bit. So it's a really cool, unique game. I highly recommend it if you have PS Plus.
And in the spirit of picking another small game, and this one probably is a surprise to no one who listens to the pod, but like Moonlighter is on there. And I just think Moonlighter for me, it is peanut butter and jelly, the best of both worlds. You've got the dungeon crawling and slicing bad dudes and bosses and leveling up. And then you've got a whole like store management sim where you've got to be a shopkeeper and sell all the goods that you've gotten from your dungeon raids. And then you just keep getting bigger and better and getting into more dungeons, and you get richer and you upgrade your shop and you get more stuff. And man, it's just such an addictive loop. And the graphics just harken back to the great Zelda games on the 2D days. It's just fantastic. I really love that one. Hopefully everyone's played it, and if not, definitely check it out on PlayStation Plus.
My second choice is something that neither of you would be at all interested in, but it's Age of Wonders Planetfall. If you were to take a top-down strategy game and mix it with Civilization in a sci-fi planetary sense, you're going to get the Age of Wonders Planetfall. Imagine playing Civilization, but when you go into a battle with other enemies, you then control the battle itself. It's not just a numbers thing. You go into a hexagonal, I don't think that's the right word, map where you actually battle with the enemies. So much fun. It's got such lore, such really great design of its aliens. It was really fantastic. Age of Wonders Planetfall, check it out.
I feel like Ghost of Tsushima, I think it's one of the better open world games out there. There's so much to explore, so many little things you can find, and everything is one of my biggest gripes with open world games is I feel like they're just very loosey-goosey. You don't have like flow. That game really took you on a nice like pathway to where you needed to go, and you always wound up where you need to be. Great game. Just awesome graphics. Worth picking up.
My last one is Infamous. Have you guys played any of these games at all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
that's the one where you kind of control lightning, like electricity.
You're
right?
like a superhero, and that is what is so cool about them. There's a new hero in Infamous Second Son, and that was the one for PlayStation 4, and it is currently available on PlayStation Plus. And it's set in Seattle. It's not as good as the first two, but definitely still worth checking out because it's so much fun just playing almost like Matrixy. You're a regular guy, and all of a sudden you start getting all of these powers, and you don't really know why, but you become this superhero that can just jump off buildings and slam things and shoot things out of your hands. And it's just so addictive. And I miss this series. It's so ironic that Sony is known for all of their reboots, and yet they haven't gone back to the well for Infamous. I'm telling you, where is the justice for Infamous? Come and call it Blue Point right now, because I'm telling you, it is one of the most fun open world games. It's just addictive, and being a superhero is always a good time.
A couple of those I want to try out. So
for sure.
Good picks, guys.
That pretty much wraps up everything for this week. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're listening on a podcast, please tell your dad. And on behalf of Matthew Moulding, Matt Lord, and myself, Dan Whitehill, thank you for joining us. And as always, good playing with you.
Good playing with you.
Good playing with you.